guys, it's Courtney from NH Strategic Marketing here. Today we're going to talk about something that I'm very passionate about, which is how to properly manage your social media channels. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So first off, just a little bit about us. We have been marketing since 1999 and founded NH Strategic Marketing in 2012. We have hundreds of clients in over 21 states, and that number is quickly growing. And we specialize in helping small businesses grow. We are a full-service digital marketing agency. We offer online marketing consultants. We're web design experts. We have a whole team of marketing gurus on staff that specialize in pretty much everything that has to do with online marketing. So now the reason that you're here, how to properly manage your social media platforms. First up, today we're going to focus a lot on the main 5, but there are obviously others. So the biggest one obviously being Facebook, and Facebook owns Instagram, so those two go hand in hand a lot. And then Twitter, which has been around for a while. A lot of people really like Twitter, some businesses aren't crazy about it. And then LinkedIn and Pinterest. The biggest thing and step 1 in properly managing your social media platforms is to choose the right platforms. Not every platform is right for every business. For instance, Pinterest doesn't work for a lot of businesses. If you're an e-commerce business or if you do like travel, sometimes Pinterest can work. But if, for instance, for us, Pinterest doesn't make sense. Pinterest doesn't make sense for a digital marketing agency. But it does make sense for a lot of e-commerce. Restaurants even sometimes can get on board with Pinterest and posting recipes. But a big part of it is in line with blogs and posting a lot of content. So just make sure you're choosing the platforms that make sense, and don't go on every platform just because you feel like you have to. You know, a lot of people think, oh, I have to be everywhere. And you're not wrong. You do want to show up everywhere, but you can't possibly manage all of the different platforms between Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube even. You know, not every platform is right for every business, so it's important to know which ones work best for you. Step 2 is to find the right tool. Now, if you're only managing 1 or 2 platforms, it might not make sense to even purchase a tool, or you could use the free versions of some tools. The tools are really helpful if you're trying to schedule out content on multiple platforms across a long span of time. So some of these would be things like Hootsuite. There are others. Hootsuite's a big one, but you know, just make sure you take the time to find the one that has all of the tools that you need in terms of scheduling, posting, hashtag research, things like that. And always do a test run before you buy one of the tools, because a lot of them don't have features that others do, and it can be really tricky to find the right one. Once you find the right one, they're a great asset, but a lot of people just say, oh, this is the one that my friend told me about, so we're going to use this one, and it's not always right for every business. Step 3 is to post quality images. Low quality images are very much a thing of the past. You know, all of us have fancy iPhones or fancy camera phones or just, you know, cameras all the time. And so high quality images are now expected. If you're constantly posting blurry images or pictures that people can't quite make out and they're like squinting and tilting their phone sideways, it's going to make a huge difference on your marketing efforts. A great tool for creating images is Canva. They do have a free and a paid version, so you can create a lot of different types of images on there, and it really can help step up your advertising game, especially if maybe you're not a graphic designer, like I'm not a graphic designer. You can do a lot with Canva and really create some pretty great images for your business. Step 4 is hashtags. So hashtags and their use and what you can use varies across all of the different platforms. So Instagram does have a limit on theirs. They allow 30 per post. Best practice is to include a variety. So for us, for instance, that's where we based all these examples off of, but when we post, we would use things like NH New Hampshire, New England, you know, and then some that are going to be branded. So NH Strategic Marketing, NHSM, things like that. And then some that are relevant to the topic of the post. So, you know, if we're posting something about digital marketing or online marketing or Facebook advertising, things like that, that's where you want to work those in. A little pro tip for you though, Instagram's algorithm penalizes users who consistently use the same hashtags. This means that if you do the old school method of copying and pasting your hashtags, you could actually penalize yourself in Instagram's eyes and they'll show you less. So you want to make sure you have a variety of them. I personally still save them in a note in my phone, or a spreadsheet like a Google Doc would be really good. That way you've already thought of some of them, especially the location-based, the branded ones, things like that, and you don't have to research them every single time you post. Twitter is limited by characters. They did increase this a few years ago, so it used to be 140 characters. Now I believe it's 240. So you're not limited by the number of hashtags, but you are limited by the number of characters, including the hashtag. So, switch them up. Try to make them relevant to what you're doing. If there's a trending hashtag, so on their top trending hashtags in your area or across the world or the country, jump on those if you can, but just make sure you're staying within that character limit or you won't be able to tweet. Facebook does not have a limit. You could post 800 on your post if you want, but 3 to 5 hashtags per post is best practice, and making sure that they're relevant to what you're talking about, your brand, and where you're located. Step 5, be consistent and post often. Every business that's on Facebook, which should be just about every business, should be posting at least once a week. That's minimum. And that's for all platforms, not just Facebook. So Instagram once a month or once a week is minimum. Twitter once a week. But most businesses should be posting on Facebook 3 to 5 times a week, and Instagram and Twitter might be even more. A lot of businesses you'll see post quite a bit on Twitter, and that's because of its short form that it has. Instagram is usually about the same as Facebook, but there's also stories that come into play. And then a big one is avoid non-business related topics such as current events. Sometimes those posts can get a little controversial and you want to avoid that on your business's page. Step 6 is to respond to comments, messages, and reviews. Being active, responding to people, staying engaged builds a lot of trust with your users and your customers. It makes them see that you're real and that you're not just sending back, pre-typed responses. So vary your responses, be real, but always be professional. If somebody's asking a question, address the question, because you don't know how many other people might share that question, and now you're avoiding having to answer it for 20 people down the line. A lot of people will sometimes hit that message button to answer a question, and you're just hurting yourself because you could be answering that question for more people and save yourself some time later. The more interactions on a post, so whether that be likes, comments, or shares, tells Facebook that your content's worth seeing. So you want people to engage with you on your post. That's good. So just interacting with them, seeing them, responding, liking their comments, interacting with them in some way can do a lot for your posts. If you do get a negative comment or review, address it. A lot of people like to hit that hide button, but it can actually be better just to address it so it doesn't blow out of hand, obviously in a professional way and without sharing any personal information for the person posting it. Now just a few social media tips. The best person to manage your social media networks, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, again, TikTok, whatever the platforms may be, is actually someone internal who knows your business. This is because they have access to everything. They have access to your products, to your employees, to your business photos. They know the ins and outs of the business. They can answer questions easily, typically. They're not somebody that has to say, oh, hey, this person just asked this, what do we say? And then you're delaying your response, because Facebook does give you a badge if you respond to messages quickly, and somebody who's internal is going to be able to do that a lot quicker. Hiring an outside company removes a personal touch. You have a voice as a brand, whether it be witty or serious or sarcastic or funny or whatever it is. You've created a voice as your brand, and it's important to stick to that. A lot of people say, well, I don't have the time. You can schedule posts, you can do things like that, and you're going to get a much better response to your social media posts if somebody internal who knows the company, knows the brand, is the person posting. A few more tips. Posting often will actually improve your ad performance. So if you're running Facebook ads and you're paying for people to see your Facebook page, a lot of those people are going to click over and look at your actual page before they even click your ad. They do it to make sure that you're a real business, to check you out, to kind of dig a little deeper, to see the comments you're getting. if they click over and the last post that you did was 6 months ago or a year ago, or just you're not active, you're going to lose some trust and you might actually lose their business. And if it's something that they're like, oh, hey, I do want that, they might click over to one of your competitors. It can also help to humanize your brand. Showing the behind the scenes, the real photos, that's what people want to see. Stock images can be great, but real images that show your business and what you do are going to do a lot better. So I've talked a little bit about why it's important for you to manage your own social media posts, but just a little bit about what we do here at NHSM. We do offer Facebook advertising. So if you are looking to do some paid ads on Facebook to drive some traffic back to your website, promote your business in any way, we do offer Facebook advertising services. We do also do local SEO. We do web design. Basically, any way that you're trying to show up in front of your prospective customers, we are here to help. And if you're interested in learning more about any of those services or anything else that we offer, you can book a call with this guy, that's Kyle Battis, by going to nhstrategicmarketing.com/Kyle. I'm going to bring up his calendar. You can book your call and you can go over how we can help your business grow. That's all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got some helpful tips and hope to speak to you soon.